Hey, this is Timothy Haskell, and you are watching the Haunternet podcast, How the Hell You Do That, the show that shows you how the hell to do this, that, or the other thing for your haunted house. Today we are with Jim Glaub, who is a New York-based internet marketer as well as web designer, a brilliant web designer, and he is going to show you how to put your website at the top of all search engines, and they call that Search engine
optimization.
Maximizing.
Optimization.
Search engine
SEO.
Search. Topifying. So,
To
Jim Glaub.
All right, I guess I'm going to need a computer
Let's
to
go.
learn how to do this. This is the absolute legal way to go about to get your site high up on search engines.
There are illegal ways to get your site on top of search engines.
Not really. Usually the search engines have a really good way of stopping that from happening.
Okay, so we're going to tell you about the illegal and legal ways to optimize your website.
But actually just the legal ways. There are three main ways to get your site higher up on search engines. Search engines like Google, Yahoo, MSN. There are so many search engines right now.
Now, I don't want to embarrass you now, but I believe that's pronounced Google.
No, it's Google.
Yeah, like you know something. Just carry
So, one of the things that we can do
probably Google
to increase your search engine optimization is to make sure that you have a lot of content on your site. What search engines like to do, they employ things called spiders, which are basically kind of
like an eight-legged.
No, they're more like a mechanical software program that surf
like the Terminator.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like a Terminator for the web that goes through and goes through everybody's websites. Checks millions and millions of websites every day to make sure that you have content on it. It's also important that you have the right meta tags. Now, do you know what meta tags are, Tim?
Yeah, like they are robotic tags.
Sort of. A meta tag would be more like the machine gun that the Terminator has.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to use an example. I actually think that I'm going to use the Nest's Haunted House website, which I think is a great website. I didn't do it, but I think it's really good.
We didn't want to do one when you did.
No, I want to be very fair here on how to get your website to the top of Google.
And those are mostly porn.
Yeah. So on this one, the way you can find out if you have the right meta tags is to right-click and view page source, which you can do on pretty much anybody's website. Now on this, you will have a bunch of code that you may not understand. But on this, they have a thing called meta name, which is keywords. And on it, they chose certain keywords like haunted house, haunted houses, Schnepp Farms haunted house, Arizona haunted house, Phoenix, Arizona haunted house. Basically, because they're based in Arizona, they wanted to figure out what people are going to search for, and hopefully through this they can find out.
I noticed that they've got robots.
Now this is what the robots are. What the spiders are. Basically, on your site, if you can tell them what to look for.
But so as we know, it's actually a cyborg.
It's
like a Terminator is half man,
a spidery,
half
cyborgy type of thing.
They don't have human feelings, but they have human features and flesh, and they can walk amongst us.
Anyway, so this is very important to have on your site. Make sure that your site has this information, which is the keywords and description. It's the most important thing you can have on your website. Also, make sure your title tag is good, which is right here. Now, your title tag is always what's at the top of every search engine. So, the Nest Haunted House, located at Schnepp Farms. Make it as descriptive as possible. So, make it your haunted house, the name, where it's located, and when it opens, all of that. Make it as comprehensive as possible.
Now, how many of these meta tags are you allowed to have?
I would say keep it around 20 words, and it's best to rotate the words about every 6 weeks. So have your designer or you
completely change the words, or you just
maybe move them around, mix them up,
sure.
Mix them, do that. You want to contact maybe local neighborhoods or area.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, area. I'm sorry, area restaurants or any place where you can get your website linked onto their website, because that gives you, the more crosslinks you have, the higher you go on search engines, and especially the more valuable of crosslink. So if you had joesdiner.com link you, it wouldn't be as valuable as, say, the NewYorkTimes.com.
That makes sense.
So that's the better the value of the link, the higher you will go. Another thing to think about too is that you can actually submit your own
Do
haunt.
these intimidate you?
Your guns.
I don't endorse guns.
The next thing that you can do is actually submit your own site to the search engines. And there's a certain place that you can do this. You can do that through Google, and then click on the links, submit your link. Now there are a million different search engines that you can submit
Well, we all
to.
know the big ones: Google,
MSN,
Yahoo. Adult Friend Finder. What are some of the more obscure ones that we don't know about?
I mean, Alta Vista used to be the biggest one, and now it's gotten
Alta Vista.
lower on it.
Like what else?
Go Live has
Go
one.
Live.
There is
alltheweb.com.
alltheweb.com.
Who's that?
A camera guy.
What the hell's going on over here?
Yeah. I really think that the best way to spend a little bit of advertising dollars is through Google AdWords. I think it's a really good way to increase your search engine optimization is to actually purchase AdWords through Google. They're very inexpensive, and I would recommend doing between $300 to $1,000 a month on AdWords. And I'll give you an example.
3,000 or 300?
300. You can go as much as you want.
Wow.
And there's some more information on google.com/AdWords.
This is if you're rich. If you're rich, do this.
But yeah, this is
You
if
got
you have
money.
a budget to
If
advertise.
you got money to burn,
If you got a little bit of cash,
Boom.
but it doesn't take much, Tim.
tons of money to burn.
Actually, it only
Like
it's
you
the
can
most
either do this
inexpensive way.
or go directly to your fireplace, ignite it.
And that's generally different ways that you can increase
Well, look at
your
this.
search engine.
Look at this. How lucky are we? Clowns universally disliked by children. We know that.
Make sure your meta tags and title is taken care of and has everything you need. 2, content. Make sure you have a lot of content on your site so that the search engines could find it. 3, search engine submissions are a great way to increase your SEO. And 4 is, I'm looking at my cheat sheet.
Yeah, no.
Crosslinks.
That wasn't a cheat sheet.
Crosslinks. Get as many people to link to your site as possible. And you can always link to them as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jim Glaub. Good
You're
work.
welcome. Thank you, Tim.
This was bloody work here on Haunternet.
Yeah.
The podcast, How the Hell You Do That. And I think we just showed you how the hell to search engine maximize your website. Shun. All right. Take care. Goodbye.